This episode is brought to you by Shopify. That's the sound of switching your business to Shopify, the global commerce platform that supercharges your selling. Harness the best converting checkout and same intuitive features, trusted apps, and powerful analytics used by the world's leading brands. Stop leaving sales on the table. Discover why millions trust Shopify to build, grow, and run their business. Sign up today for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/tech23.
Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And in today's episode, this episode's for my younger audiences, you know, the ones that's getting ready to graduate. And overall, this is an episode to, I guess, prepare you for after graduation, because I feel like a lot of us don't really know, like, that feeling of, like, after, you know, graduating. I mean, it could go for anybody, whether it's, you know, middle school, or I highly doubt there'll be any elementary kids listening to my podcast, but maybe a middle schooler might be. I don't know. Do middle schoolers listen to podcasts? I feel like they don't. I feel like they you know, they be watching like YouTube and stuff, and then as they get older, then they get into a podcast. But I don't know. I mean, you know, there's people out. There's these one guys that I follow. They got this podcast called You Should Know, and there's these two guys named Peyton and Cam. And I think they did just recently post a picture, and unless them some like young looking high schoolers, then again I'm like, nah. When I go and be like exercising and see the like high school kids, they be skipping classes and stuff, and I'm like, bruh, like, did I really look like that 10 years ago? Cause I don't feel like I look like that. I feel like I might look like how I am now, just with a little bit more facial hair. So like it's weird, man, but. Anyways, now getting to the episode though, like what to overall expect though after you graduate, because I feel like a lot of us don't really, like, I guess like this is for those that don't really have a clear idea what they want to do after they graduate from school, because I feel like there are some kids that I was that kid where I didn't really know what I was going to do after I graduated, and then it's like when you graduate, you're like, whoa, like I did it, like I actually graduated and stuff, and then you're confused and you're like, why? I didn't think this far into the plan and stuff. Like, the plan was just to graduate, you know, make sure I get all my credits, fines paid, grades are good, all that stuff, you know. You make sure of that, but it's like the aftermath though, like, yeah, there's, you know, unless you plan on like going to college or military, then it's like, you know, if you already know what you're gonna do, then you chilling. But if not, then yeah, it can be a little bit overwhelming, because I think the first thing that is going to probably come to mind is that you're going to want to get you a job, but you're going to want to make sure that you get yourself a good paying job and a good like job environment wise, because there's at times like where if you do get like hired on at some place and then you don't like it, you don't want to be like bouncing back and forth from job to job, because then people are going to probably be all like, how come you can't keep no job? And you know, you have to keep constantly answering that question and stuff. So yeah, I think that's like one bit of advice. Like, if you just want to make you some money, yeah, go get you a job of like something that you're interested in. So like, for an example, if you're interested in sneakers, Foot Locker, Champs, like any sneaker store, any clothing store, sneaker store. That's the thing though, where I'm like, it's probably best to get like probably the most difficult job. Like if you were to ask me like, well, I want to do what you did, what did you do? So I pretty much had signed myself up for the difficult stuff, you know, content creating, working in the food industry. And working in the food industry, like, I was just talking to a friend the other day about that. And yeah, working in the food industry, it's one of those things where it's like, you gotta like, you gotta prepare yourself. Like, you have to actually mentally prepare yourself for working in the food industry, because it's a lot. Like, no, you'll be sitting there, like, you think that it's such an easy job, but then you gotta go out and get your food handler's license and stuff. And that, you know, I think it's like $20-$30 or something, but it's like, you know, it gives you that, like, that license of like, okay, you can handle food, and then you gotta take a test, all this other extra stuff and things. But yeah, it's a lot. It's, you know, working in the food industry, it's a lot. You know, working at that cafe in Seattle, I mean, I think I've said it before, like, I can turn that into like a long-term TV series, bro. Like, all the different stuff that happened there, I'm telling you, like it was a lot. It was a lot. It was one of those things where it was like, man, I don't. When you work in the food industry one time, like if that's something that you're interested in, then yeah, go for it. But if you're not interested in working in the food industry, bro, that I guarantee and I promise you, the first time you work in the food industry will be the last time you work in the food industry. But man, it's like it's so much, bro. And then then with content creating was the one thing that I was like, okay, like I gotta do that, like because I feel like that if you don't have an idea of what you want to do, and then you find something, and then you're like, well, hey, I like this. You gotta just give it your all. Like you gotta just really go at it, and that's what my plan was with content creating. It was a year, because I had to say, like, after I had graduated, I was just kind of chilling, and you go to school literally since pretty much almost birth. Like, I mean, you go through, like, freaking preschool, elementary, middle school, high school. You just kind of want some time to chill a little bit. So, yeah, I'll admit, I was chilling, hanging out with friends, playing video games, like, not really worried about nothing in this world. And then, then that very next year, then I started doing the content creating stuff. And yeah, I mean, it worked out. I was like, it was one of those things where I was like, huh, okay, I didn't realize I was that good and stuff. So, but yeah, it was like, it was a lot though. It was one of those things, but it's one of those things where it's like, if you're interested in it, you're not going to see it as a lot. Like, you're going to see it as like, oh, okay, day-to-day life, I'm chilling and stuff. So, but yeah, other than that, like it's and I feel like that's another thing, because I was like, like I said, like hanging out with friends after graduation, expect to lose contact from some friends. Like, if you don't have their number and they're not and then like, all right, so like, let's say for an example, you don't have their number but you have them added on social media or something. Yeah, like you just be prepared. Like, there might be some of those friends where they delete their social media accounts. So the last time you've seen them is the last time you have seen them. Like, nah, there's friends that I still look for till this day. And I'm like, I just want to overall just hear from them, just see how they're doing and stuff. And yeah, it's like, it's crazy, because you just don't really expect like the last time, because it's kind of like this meme that I saw where it was like, with those like electrical boxes, they just be off up in front of people's houses and stuff, and there was like, we all hung out here for the last time and didn't even realize it. And I'm like, no, like that's facts. Like, there was so at my high school, early in the morning, there was this table that I would always go to every morning. Never seen me anywhere else. I was always at that table. And I'm trying to think, like, I think it was my sophomore year. And it was funny, like, every year, bro, like, every year it was me and a few other friends. We were always chilling at that table. We might have not seen each other the whole day. We might have not had no classes with each other, but we always made sure of it. We had our own little table. And no, like, there was one particular friend I remember, like, me and her, we used to hang out, like, even during lunch, because, like, no, it was crazy, because I didn't even really know her like that. I didn't know her until I had, like, met some of the other friends. So it was actually backstory on that. So it was, I think I was friends with the one, because I ain't gonna name drop nobody, but I remember there was one girl that was in one of my classes, and me and her ended up becoming cool. So I think I seen her chilling at the table. And then eventually, I don't know, like, I think she started showing up later, and then it just, I don't know, I guess I was the majority holder of the table or something. Nah, man, because, like, there would be some mornings where, like, kids would be chilling at that table, and it's like, you don't want to come off as like that big bully kid, like, excuse me, this my table and stuff. Like, I wasn't gonna be that kid, because I was like, I'll admit, I was antisocial even as a kid too. I talked with people, but it was people where I'm like, all right, I think I could be cool with them, but it's like random, nah, man, I ain't doing that. So, but nah, man, it was like, yeah, there were some mornings where it's all like, fam, like, you see us here there is never. You ask any kid that I went to school with, there was even friends of mine where they knew I was at that table and stuff. So yeah, they would just come and just chill with me. Like, it was the hangout spot. We actually had, like, I think most schools have hangout spots, but it was like, I think that if not though, like, yeah, we had literally made our own little hangout spot. But I mean, even from that table, from classes, from freaking, just all moments, or just all different time periods of school, like, there's kids that you was chill with, and then, yeah, you just don't hear from them no more. And then you got some, yeah, it's just you just got some where it's like you were friends with them, but you don't talk with them. And then you got others where it's like they just delete all their socials, and then you just and the thing is like the reason why I say that it's normal, like because I know people are like, well, everybody got social media, and it's like, nope, not everybody. There's people that I know where it's like they are not into the social media stuff, and I can understand it. I can understand it because social media a lot of the times it's just toxic. I think a lot of times people just be wanting to just live a normal life, and then you got like the like internet stuff, like because I'm trying to think like I don't know what I overall would be doing if I think yeah, just probably working. Like if I wasn't a content creator, I think yeah, I just probably just find like a career somewhere. I think that was like one thing that I did think of was that because no, I wanted to like work. I don't know, like I think it was just always destined for me to do something like creative, like related and stuff. So yeah, I think content creator. Because now I remember when they had us do like this test. This like job test. I remember. I think they had us do it once in middle school, and then I think once in high school. And there's this like test that they like, like, oh, okay, so you do this test, you're gonna be a doctor, or you're gonna be, working in the medical field, or you're gonna, be doing some constructive, like maybe construction worker or some other types of jobs, military. And with me, I remember, I think mine was like creative and arts, and so I was like, huh, okay, well, I do want to be like some sort of entertainer when I grow up, and because no, that was something that I always had knew. Like I knew I wanted to do something entertainment related. Like I can think back when I was a kid, and I remember I wanted to be a basketball player. And that was like, and bro, I'm telling you, like, I remember in elementary, like, you could not bring me away from a basketball. Like, I always had a basketball with me and stuff. I was one of those kids. And, no, like, I was just always just shooting hoops. And I should do that because it was just, it's so relaxing. I'm like, I wish there was like a park or somewhere where it was like nearby. Because honestly, I'll go out and buy me a basketball and just shoot hoops. Because I was like, man, you know what? Nah, I gotta look it up. Like, I'm gonna look it up because I'm like, basketball hoops near me. Basketball parks. I should say, yeah, basketball parks near me. What are these parks? Nah, those don't look like, those look like parks for kids and stuff. So I ain't even gonna fool with it. I don't want to be that person though where it's like you got the basketball hoop in front of your house, because I'm like, I don't want like random kids dunking on it, and then next thing you know the hoop done broke, and I gotta chase these kids down and be like, you just broke my hoop, and they're all like, sir, please don't tell nobody. I'm like, nah, I gotta tell somebody. I gotta tell a parent, somebody. And that's the thing. I don't want that confrontation. I don't want to be that person, So yeah, it's just it's one of those. I don't want to be that person. Then also I don't want to be that person where it's like, oh, let me go out and get like a basketball VR game and just shoot hoops in my. No, that ain't the same, bro. It's like, no, you gotta actually be outside shooting hoops and stuff. So, but yeah, anyways, getting back to the the actual topic of discussion and stuff, but. Yeah, it's like after, like the aftermath of school, like it does get, as you get older, it gets more and more quiet. Like, like you'll see where there's like, you'll see some kids out there having kids. You see, adults, I ain't gonna say kids adults having kids and stuff. But yeah, it's like you grow older, you seeing like some of your friends, they starting families. What else? Like going like out the state. I even seen there were some friends, they even went out of the country and stuff. And yeah, it's just it's crazy. And so it's just but it's one of those. Oh, but what's really insane though, and it's one of those things where it's like you don't really be expecting it, because it happened to me. But no, like at times, you could just be working and then you end up like working either in the same field or same building or whatever it is, but you end up working with some of your like friends and stuff. No, there was bro. There was like a few times where was it few or a couple? No, I think it was a couple. No, wait a minute. It was a few times. Because there was the two friends where they knew each other, and so I don't know, like I guess I was trying to count it as just one, because I was like, nah, like they're like they always hang out and stuff. But no, there was a few times though where I did meet up with, or not meet up, but there was like working at the cafe in Seattle. And then, then you're seeing some of your friends that you went to school with. And there was like, I remember there was the one girl, she was like, tutor, not a tutor, but she was she was a person that kind of like guided you throughout high school. Like she was like your Ned from like Ned Declassified and stuff. Like she got you. Well, nah, because she didn't even really do that. Like I remember me and her, we might have like 2 conversations, because I was like, okay, I think for the most part, like I come to school to learn. Like, I don't know why I need like a guidance person and things. Like I'm like, what about the counselors? Where are they doing? Why you pinning like a junior or a senior to like do your guys' work and stuff? But no, it was that. There was a few other times, but yeah, it's like, it trips you out, man. It's like you just working, and then they're all like, wait a minute, Tyler, and I'm like, do I know you? I'm like, no, because there were at times where I did, there were some where I remembered, but then there was others where it was like, if they came up to me, because no, there was, there was one friend, it wasn't even at work. I remember it was just going into a gas station, and one of my friends, he was, because he was like somebody that I walked home with. And it's crazy because it's like you walk home with somebody. Like, it's like those key moments where it's like you hanging out with somebody and you forget, and you still forget them. That just shows like how bad your memory gets, but as you get older. But anyways, now I remember I was walking into a gas station, and one of my friends, and I didn't recognize him and stuff, because he had like a complete just 180 of a look. Like, no, because like back, and they ain't even like trying to like be disrespectful towards him and stuff, but he had an emo look. Like, he had the black hair covering his face, and that's probably why I didn't recognize him, because I mean, in a way, his face was still covered, because it was like during the pandemic and stuff, so he was wearing a mask. But no, like he had I think because that's what it was. He recognized me because I was wearing the TMossBoss hat and stuff. So anyways, but no, like he turned around and he was like, "Wait a minute, Tyler?" And I'm like, "Hi." I'm like, what's going on? What's happening and stuff. And then he was like, "No," and you're like, "I'm such and such. Remember me?" He was like, I'm like, "No, we used to." I'm like, "Oh wow." So then when I went on social media, and then I was like, "Oh wow," like homie had he changed. Like, he does not. I mean, because I don't know, like, I guess like the last time you see somebody, that's like the last memory you have of them. Cause I'm telling you, like, there's friends where it's like, you'll see them, and then like there's friends that I was like, me and them, we were like the same height when we were in school, and there's friends where it's like I'm under 6 feet, but there's friends that I was literally towering over. Like, there was one friend I remember where it was like me and him was like roughly the same height and stuff when we were in elementary, because it was like elementary, middle school and stuff. And there was one day where I was outside exercising, and he was walking up towards me, and I didn't recognize him at first. And then once when I was like, "Oh wow," and it was like literally towering over him. I honestly felt like the Great Khali looking at Rey Mysterio. It was on some stuff like that. Like, maybe not as bad. Maybe like I don't know, like the Great Khali looking at freaking, I don't know, John Cena. Like, not short, but like still, like, you looking down at that person and stuff. So I was like, dang, man, like that's how that is and stuff. So yeah, it's like you'll be surprised, and you'd see friends after school and stuff. Like, it's to just brace yourself for it. But other than that though, like, no, for the most part, I think that's what I think should be taught in school is like the aftermath of school. I think that one teacher, should just go and just teach seniors that just one day out of the week, just get them prepared for when they do graduate and stuff. Cause no, it's like they don't do that. They don't do enough of that, and it's like, what's the point and stuff? So yeah, I think that's what needs to be done in schools. Really prepare us for some stuff instead of like, oh, let's, throw quantum physics, history lessons about George Washington and Abraham Lincoln, freaking science lessons about, freaking comets and rocks in space. Where are some other classes and stuff? Like, there were some classes where it's like, okay, like PE, fitness. I feel like everybody should just be a little bit, athletic and stuff. What are some other classes? Lunch, it might not be an official class, but still though, it's like, like teaching us how to eat right, not just giving us some like, oh, crappy health. Like, no, I think schools, Nah, man, schools really need to crack down. One thing that I will say is that the food is a lot better after you graduate. So, especially if you work in the food industry, I'm like, yeah, that was like one of the best things that could have happened. It was like, even though like the food industry is like, it's a difficult job to maintain. You're working around food, bro. Especially if you work in like a restaurant or a cafe or something. Yeah, like it's one of those things where it's like you chilling, all right. So. But anyways, hopefully this podcast episode helped y'all out. If you do have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I stream every day on Twitch. So if you just follow me on Twitch, have notifications on, then if you ever have any questions from any of my podcast episodes, just feel free, join my Twitch streams and, ask away and stuff. But anyways, and that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. If you're viewing this on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. And if you're viewing this on podcast streaming service, make sure you follow or subscribe, however it's set up. Make sure you subscribe to one of my 46 YouTube channels. Follow me on Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, and Instagram at TMossBoss. And make sure you follow my Facebook page at TMossBoss fan page. Also, if you are purchasing any tickets from SeatGeek, make sure you use my promo code TMossBoss. It will knock $20 off your first purchase. Also, if you are purchasing any energy drinks or sleep drinks from Poggers, make sure you use my promo code TMossBoss. It will knock 10% off your next purchase. Also, if you are purchasing any controller skins for your PlayStation 5, Xbox One, or Nintendo Switch controllers, you can go to Fatal Grips, use my promo code TMossBoss, and will knock 10% off of your next purchase. They also do have analog grips, so they have like these glow-in-the-dark ones. They have a lot of different things on their website. So go check them out. Fatal Grips, Poggers, and SeatGeek. If you want more information about those three places, you could go to my Twitter account. Their usernames are in my bio section on my profile. So anyways, and that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening, and peace.